First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, we appreciate you joining us. We are live streaming here every weekday starting around 1 p.m. from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. You can find us on the Fox 12 Oregon YouTube channel, KPTV.com, under the Fox 12 Now tab, or, of course, downloading that Fox 12 Oregon app. That's one of the best ways to watch this show and all the other shows that we have here on our station. And today, right now, starting off here at 1 o'clock, we're going to be talking about Catios. Now, you may be wondering, what is a catio? So a catio is essentially an outdoor patio that's been enclosed in some way to keep cats inside, but also allow them to enjoy the outdoors. You're going to get to see this, a much better example than my description here in just a minute. But the reason we're talking about this is because the 12th annual Catio tour in support of an organization called Cats at Home is actually taking place next weekend on September 7th. And the whole idea is for people with their pet cats. As you all know, if you have had a cat, sometimes when they're let loose in the neighborhood, they can harass maybe some wildlife, maybe go after some birds, maybe go after some animals that potentially shouldn't be gone after. And so the whole idea there is to allow your cats to go outside, but also protect that neighborhood wildlife. So best of both worlds type of situation. And that's what this tour is about. So the funds for this go to support this organization. There's a number of organizations that are also involved in it as far as bringing this to the forefront. And this tour is something you can sign up for. It's self-driving. It's to different houses around the Portland and Vancouver areas. So these are actually people's homes that you get to go into. Well, you don't go into their homes, but you get to go there and go outside and check out their catios for like a personal tour from each one of them. And I had no idea what a wide world and wide variety there are of catios. We just saw two that you're going to get to see here, and two starkly different versions and ways to look at it, and then even some portable ones. So it's a pretty good educational segment here to learn about it, and you can do it yourself. There are organizations that'll build them for you, but you can also build these yourself at your house or even a rental house. So we get into that. I think the first one we're going to play here is actually from, as you can see there, Kenzie. So she was nice enough to let us go up there and check out her home. And this is one that you can see on the tour as well. And I believe her house is a rental, and I could be wrong on that, so apologies, Kenzie, but this is more of a temporary type of structure. So it's something that you can build. It looks permanent, but it's not that hard to disassemble should you need to. You don't need to cut into any walls. And so we're going to take a look at Kenzie's here first, and then we're going to see one that's even a little bit more elaborate after that. But let's start off here with Kenzie's Catio. Kenzie, we are here at your house, taking a look here at your catio. Tell me about your inspiration to want to even build one of these to begin with.
So I have a degree in environmental science, and I'm a huge wildlife lover, but I am also a huge cat lover. So when I got cats and I knew I was going to be keeping them inside, I wanted to also have them outside, but also protect the birds. So building a catio was kind of the best move for me and my cats. So I was actually inspired by my neighbor Robin, who is also going to have her catio on the tour. So when she built hers, I could kind of see how easy it was to do myself. So when I moved into this house, I knew I had to build one.
And tell me about the building of this. So you said you have your neighbor who's the inspiration, but what goes into actually putting one of these up? Like, how much time does it take?
Yeah, so this patio actually didn't take me too much time. It took me about 8 hours total, and me, my dad, and my partner Brian kind of all worked together putting it together. And the design was actually fully done by me. This was a design I started at my parents' house. It's actually the second catio I've built. The first one's a little bit bigger and it's painted. So when designing it, I knew I wanted a lot of shelves. I wanted it to be something that would stay up for a long time, so I used treated lumber. And so I just wanted it to be a good size that's easy to take apart in the case that I move, because this is a renter-friendly catio. Yeah, so that's a little bit about the design, and I think really anyone could build something like this.
And how many cats are we talking about here?
There are 4 cats in my catio.
Is there plans for a 5th?
No, not anytime soon.
4 is the limit. 4 is where we're at.
Now.
I noticed you have a pool in here as well, which amazes me that a cat would get into a pool.
Yes, so all four of them have been in the pool at some time, but Kool-Aid, this cat with the white on his face, he has been known to walk around the pool every now and then, especially in the heat. He also gets in the bathtub with me, so he's definitely a water cat.
Kool-Aid is kind of the best name ever as well, so
Thank you.
I'm not going to go wrong on that. All right, so for somebody at home, who may be wanting to do this, what would you recommend is the first thing they should do?
First thing they should do is look at the space they want to build it. I think that where you put the Catio is really determinant on how the design is going to look. So for me, I knew I wanted it to be 3 sides and push up against the house. So that was the first thing I knew. Some other people will put a 4-sided Catio out in their yard with a run that can get to it. So figuring out where it's going to be and what kind of activities you want your cats to do. If you have an older cat, smaller might be better just so they could get outside and lounge. But for my young cats, I think having bigger space and lots of shelves was the best move for me.
Do you find yourself looking up Catios on Instagram?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. There's a contractor in Portland who builds these insane, beautiful ones, which I think a few are on the tour this year. And so I love watching those for inspiration.
All right. Well, I mean, clearly, one of the things is getting the cats outside, but you also mentioned protecting the wildlife, so that's pretty important for you.
Yes, definitely. And you can see we have a bird feeder right there. Birds haven't came to that one yet, but having the bird feeder nearby.
Bird feeder right by the Catio?
Yep, it's a little cruel.
Yeah, a little bit of tempting right there, but still, nonetheless, I mean, this is really cool. You've got this here. You said you can take it down, put it back up really easy for a renter. So
definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that these plans are similar plans online on Etsy that people can find to do it themselves, or if you're crafty and a little creative, you can build your own plans as well.
Are you excited to be leading this on the Catio tour?
Definitely.
Being out here?
Definitely. I'm really excited to talk to other cat lovers and hopefully inspire them to build something like this at their own house.
Nice. Well, thanks for having us out to check out yours. This is really cool.
Thank you for coming.
All right, again, yeah, huge, as I just mentioned there, a huge thank you to Kenzie for having us come out. We had to leave some extra footage here of the cats. I don't think that's Kool-Aid. That was not Kool-Aid there. I cannot remember all of their names, but nonetheless, pretty amazing. Oh, there was Kool-Aid. There was in the background. All right, sorry, I was looking for him. Anyway, yeah, like we mentioned, thank you to Kenzie for having us out. And we continued on with this tour for the Catio tour, and we actually went down to the neighbor's house where I didn't speak to the neighbor herself, but I did speak to Karen from the Feral Cat Coalition of Oregon. And that's one of the organizations that's helping to put this on. There's several different ones that are a part of this, but Karen was able to come out and join me to talk about this, the event itself, so kind of going over what happens there, but also we get to showcase this next Catio, which is basically a palace in the backyard of this house. I mean, it's amazing. I wanted to hang out in this Catio. I would sit out there all day, and let alone the cats that were running around inside of it too. So let's go ahead and jump to this one. So we have Karen talking about the organization, but also discussing Catios. All right, well, we are out here. I am with Karen from the Feral Cat Coalition talking about the 12th annual Catio Tour coming up on September 7th. And we are standing in front of one of said Catios here right now. But you know what? I've said Catio already like 10 times, and I know it's going to be more and more. But can you give us a definition, Karen, of what a Catio is?
I think that's a great idea. It's a cat patio or cat enclosure. So it's an outdoor cat enclosure, and it can be anything. You could see like some of them are just rectangular in shape, and some like this one are as inventive as you would like them to be.
And this is all, the idea behind this, I guess, is to have the cats outside, but have them also prevented from interacting with some of the wildlife outside. Why is that important?
So it's a way to enrich your indoor cat's life, right? To give them the scent, maybe depending on your Catio, they'll be on the grass or the dirt. Give them some height, they can look over fences, they just experience more, and it's enriching for them. It also keeps them safe at home. They won't stray from home, get lost. Maybe some other hazard could befall them. Right. But in addition to that, it prevents wildlife from being predated on by our local cats. So it's a partnership between the Feral Cat Coalition of Oregon, the Oregon Bird Alliance, and the Bird Conservation of Oregon. So it's a bunch of cat and bird interaction here to really benefit cats and birds in the metro area.
Which I know that can be an issue too for wildlife, for birds, with cats going out there. I'm sure a lot of people have dealt with that. Maybe you're in a neighborhood cat or a feral cat kind of hanging out around your bird feeder. And
yeah, it's a concern for many people, and what we want to show in Portland is that it's not cats versus birds. It's really how we can work together, right? How we can find solutions that make our community better for our natural wildlife as well as for our cats.
Well, and this tour is going to take people to a number of different places, including this one here. So self-guided tour. And as you mentioned, you can go as elaborate or as simple as you want. I'd say this is more on the elaborate end of what we're looking at right here.
This is great, and it's a great example of DIY. So you can envision it, you can build it, and what's cool is that when you come out and you see it in person, you just see all the little details, all the things that make it special, and that's something you can then take home and decide that that might be a good fit for you as well. So it's very inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, I know this is for cats, but I kind of want to hang out in here myself because this is pretty
Right,
incredible.
get a chair
and yeah, so showcasing what some of these different ideas are, that different ways that people can go about it and create that. What do you think is one of the first things that people should think about when they're going to build a catio?
First, I want to say thank you for thinking about it. Thank you for considering it. And then look at your space. See where there might be an access point from your house, or in the case of like this catio, they carry their cats back and forth to their catio. So that's always on the table as an option as well. If you rent, can you adhere something to the structure? Do you need to have it freestanding? Are you a builder and you want to build something? Would you rather buy something? Or are you DIY and just going to envision it and make it happen? So really get to know yourself and your outdoor space. And then if you have a window or a door that's a good access point, really use that as a launching off point for where you might want to put that catio.
And so, I'm sure there's all kinds of levels of financial investment, whatever you want to put into it. What about for the cats, to get the cat used to a catio? What are those steps like? Does it just depend on what the cat is like?
It depends on the cat.
Yeah.
You might have a cat who can't wait to get out the door. If you've got a cat who's really sitting at your back door or front door and darts out, they're going to like a catio. They're going to have that access point and they're going to use it. So you might open a window and they can just kind of come and go at their own leisure. You could go sit in it with them if you've got one that's sized for people as well. You can put treats in there and encourage them, make nice little soft beds. Some cats will spend as much time as possible, and others, it's not their thing. So just kind of test it out.
For the tour itself, so for everybody who can sign up for this and go on this, how many different catios will they get to see, and what can they expect going on this catio tour?
So it's the 5 catios are in the Portland metro area, and 5 are in Vancouver. And we've really mixed it up. You can go and see any of them on your own. It's self-guided from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's $15 per person to attend. And you get a chance to go into people's backyards and see how they incorporated a catio into their space. And it's a great chance to see contractor built, DIY, and purchased. So it's a really nice mix.
Actual contracted catios.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there are people who
It's an
build
industry.
catios for you, and you can reach out to them and have a catio built for yourself if that's what fits for you.
Yeah, yeah. So it really is, whatever works for you, your cats, your yard. One other thing too, is talking about just the organization and Feral Cat Coalition, and of course, just the catio tour. How can people get involved beyond that?
We have a website called catssafeathome.org. And we've got tickets available. You can also go to the Feral Cat Coalition of Oregon's website at feralcats.com, and it'll link you over. I'm sure it's also on the other websites with our partnerships. But it's, Google Portland Catio Tour or just Catio Tour, and we'll come up. We're the original Catio Tour and have inspired more than 1,200 catios in the Portland metro area.
Wow, 1,200 catios.
Yeah, I think it makes us catio capital.
There it is.
Join the fun.
Claiming the catio capital of the world, right over here. Well, all right. Well, Karen, thank you so much, for having us out here to look at this, and let's look at some catios. So I know, we're talking about the permanent structures that people can build or maybe even take down and move around, but something a little bigger. But there's also portable things that people can do to get their cats out.
Right?
The house.
Particularly if you rent or you're in an HOA and you can't really build something permanent, it's a great example. Or you're going to go to the coast or up to the mountains or travel and you want to have your cats outside with you safely. We've got some examples of things that you can use. It's also, to your point of how do you get a cat used to a catio, what a great way to trial it.
Yeah.
Have something like this, see how much they enjoy it. And that's not a big investment and it's super flexible.
Well, looking here, we've got like this, we've got a tent right here, obviously a portable tent that you could break. I could totally see that at the beach.
Right.
It's almost like a playpen over here.
Absolutely, and it's a great way to give them a little extra space. If both of these break down into easy carry cases that you could take hiking, camping, anywhere. And then we've got a stroller for folks who want to get their cat outside, but aren't really going to go backpacking, maybe stroll
Yeah.
around town and give their cats a little experience. And this is part of a raffle that we have. So we'll have a Catio, a raffle, and some gift cards. But this is a really great, popular way to get your cat outside, or little dog.
Right. I know.
And then we've got the backpack, which is incredible for going hiking, camping. You could even use it to take your cat to the vet if you wanted. And it has an expandable back. So it would open up and give your cat a little more space when you stop to have lunch and
Yeah.
beer at the end of your hike.
Exactly. Yeah, I've seen. There's a guy in my neighborhood who brings his cat to the local bar all the time in his backpack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cat just hangs out and chills.
Yeah.
I am gonna now wonder every time I see a stroller whether there's a baby or a cat in it. But
Absolutely, or a
that's-
dog. And it's just another way to engage with your cat, interact, enrich their life, and not let them free roam.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. It's a whole huge industry of this. Well, lots of ways. Yeah, for people to get their cats outside.
Yeah, for sure. And we've got a couple more portable Catios that'll be on the tour that you're not seeing today.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger, one that you can buy and one that you could make.
Okay. All right. So lots of options. Well, let's take a look at another Catio.
Excellent.
I probably should have run these in the reverse order, but nonetheless, you get the point. We are live here, in case I didn't mention that here for Fox 12 Now. Nonetheless, though, taking a look at both of those, I mean, really, really cool to see how it's being done, and obviously for a very good purpose for catsathome.org. So you can go there, you can pick up your tickets to go on the Catio tour, self-guided, but you can go to all of these different places, and there's a lot more, as I mentioned, on the tour, including these two, but a bunch of other ones as well. So really, thank you to them for having us out to check out all of this, and thanks for joining us here on Fox 12 Now. We are live here every weekday starting at 1 p.m., but as you may be watching now, all these segments are available afterwards. So get that Fox 12 Oregon app on whatever your device is, whether it's your phone, your television, whatever, or go to the website, or of course the Fox 12 Oregon YouTube channel. And since we are live here, it's Friday, we have a wide range of topics, and we're going to take a quick break to reset. In about 10 minutes or so, I will be back here talking about a completely different topic. We're going to have the Oregon Health Authority on to discuss some mosquitoes, a particular type of mosquito that was found in Southern Oregon for the very first time, and it could carry diseases. So we're going to let you know what you need to know about that and what you can do to help make sure that you're staying safe, and what they're doing to maybe prevent the spread of these things. So that's, again, coming up at 1:30 p.m., and you can find all of our segments at those places that I just mentioned. So please feel free to share, let other people know about this. If you see a segment that we've done, you're like, I really enjoyed that, share it. Let other people know about it. We appreciate that. But thanks for joining us. Again, we'll take a quick break right now. I'll talk to you in just a few. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.